Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Life as I See It with your hostess, Dina Nierenberg. And today I have with me my friend Nina Vatyan, celebrity esthetician.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you all and see you, Dina.
It's great to see you. Thanks so much for being on the show today. It's always appreciated.
My pleasure. I always enjoy it.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a great camaraderie. We are very, very much, aligned together, that we always kind of, know how we want the conversation to go, and it flows very nicely, right?
100%.
Yeah, our shows are amazing, really amazing. And it's nice to spend time with a friend too, right? Working and hanging out together is, I think, a great mix. Thinking about things working out, I recently, actually was this last night into this morning, I had a situation in which I was blamed thoroughly through and through. And I have to say, it's like everybody says, oh, it wasn't my fault, but it really, really was not my fault. Like, I had nothing to do with it. Like, I had prearranged everything in advance so that I knew exactly what was supposed to happen. That wound up not happening, and then it wound up, coming right back at me, and it got me right in the face. It was not a happy thing, and I wound up being blamed by a few people, and it was like really, really a tough kind of a business. And I'm like, but didn't I already, handle everything last night, and I already made all of the planning and all of the how things are supposed to go? Yeah. So what happened was that initially everybody was really, really upset at me. But then, you came over before the taping, and we started to really talk about what was at the root heart of it all. And basically what we came up with is that I so dislike to be seen as being irresponsible or incompetent. We had made all these plans that fell through, and then blame was on me. So I really, really hate to be seen as being an incompetent person. And of course, this kind of thing dates back to childhood. All these things do.
And I think it's important for our people to know you're the most responsible person I've ever met. You never cancel on anyone. You always on time. Sometimes I feel so bad. That's why I constantly give you heads up if I am late or anything, because I am not on time. But you always do everything correctly. So they should know that.
I guess it's part of my half German background, that I gotta be very, very precise, get things done right, and on time, So yeah, so to be seen, even for a couple of hours by other people as being incompetent, that really, that hurts. But then we got to talking about it, and we said, it's kind of like a childhood thing where your nowadays attitude comes from. And you know what? I started to feel much, much better. It actually helped me to relax a lot, because it helped me to see that it wasn't, my situation that I was in, where I was being made to look stupid and like a fool, that was really bothering me, but rather my inner issues of looking a certain way to people.
Right.
And I couldn't tolerate it.
Because it's basically the way it was all played out. When I see situations like that, because it's the most vulnerable you are when you hurt your feelings. So to me, when the person, it was very hard for me to deal with things like that when I see people, because I have hard time to hugging and telling the right words during this vulnerable moment. But I learned, plus I know you a lot, so it's easier for me.
You know what to say.
Yeah, but I'm not the best person to do that. That's what I'm just saying. Because sometimes people, they know how to baby, other person. But I'm not the best, because I'm not German, but I am tough.
You don't have to be German to be tough.
Yeah. But
they frequently are.
Yeah. So you're right. It's all came from childhood. So you see people vulnerable, and it's almost like kids. Mm-hmm. So when I see someone say something, right, or cry, or being very aggressive towards me now, or over text, like the situation also was recently in, I like to step back now and think what is the real message in there. You know, people act like kids. We all act like little kids. So, you know, there is I don't know, because you're a teacher and I was elementary, school teacher in Russia. So they say that up to 5 years old, the child is formed. So whatever we put into them, that's what it is. So we basically bunch of like little kids here, and whatever situation happens, we just act as we did before when we were babies. So we either, that's why it's so important, like, with Esther also, because you kind of let the person do whatever they want. And you know who I noticed also who were raising children like that? I don't know if you know this actress Chloe Moretz.
Heard of, yeah.
She's in all this like thrillers movies. I don't watch movies a lot now, but it happened to be that I worked with her a few times, and she was pretty fascinating. Like when I met her, she was young. She was maybe around 15, 17, teenager, right? And she was very confident and sure in everything she does. And she was on the phone with Chanel doing all the shows, and she was such a little girl. And I've noticed she had no complexes, you know what I mean, which were put in me when I was a child, such as like, put your skirt down, this is don't do, girls don't sit like that, girls don't breathe like that, girls don't chew like that, girls don't laugh like that, this is not appropriate for the girl to do. So I've noticed that I've had this huge weight on my shoulders to carry all that. I couldn't laugh, I couldn't dance, I couldn't do a lot of things, even though I was a very spoiled child, considered to be. So I think that the right way, like again, because we came to childhood, right? We're talking about childhood. I think it's so valuable. Plus, you and me, we have children, and you have, oh my God, God bless you. A few children. Hopefully God will give you one more.
It's been challenging but amazing.
Yes. I think God knows who to give children, because you're a pretty amazing mom. Because
thank you. I really try to just, you know what, first things first, I try to have that each and every one of the children can keep their self-concept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to interfere with that, because they are born a certain way. Everybody is born with their own unique nature. I don't want to get involved with their nature. They're going to be who they're going to be without too much input from me.
Right.
That I believe in a lot of love. I believe in so much love. Give the children all the love, but at the same time, leave the crazy discipline out of it, leave the criticizing out of it, leaving the analyzing of your children's actions out of it. Don't judge your children. Just be there for the love. And when they try to do something dangerous, prevent them from doing something dangerous. You can't let them run into the street. That's not love. That's really not. That's abuse of some neglect of some sort.
Right.
But yeah, so
it's amazing.
So if you don't get too involved in their self-concept, they wind up growing up like this Moretz girl, very confident, happy, and she was
healthy.
Healthy above everything else.
Unbelievable. On the back of her mind, when she was talking, I've noticed that it was so obvious and so like, that between us is huge distance and hollow. And I've noticed, and I felt even bad about myself a little bit, and I was like,
I would also.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that she's an actress already in her teenage ages, and I could never act in her age. I could even never act later. I just discovered myself in my 30s. And still keep discovering.
Yeah.
Thank God that it's happening, at least,
Thank
right?
God, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. It's like.
But let's go back to the situation, because you, that's I think very interesting also for people to know, where you caught that, feeling from childhood and how you processed after, and what happened also with situation, how it's resolved.
Yeah. Well, it's always meant a lot to me, since childhood, to be competent, to be responsible. This has always been, kind of like what I do. And to be found in any given way to be not responsible, that hurt. When you first came over, you saw me in tears, right? I was out of my mind.
Yeah.
I made all these plans that went kaput, and then I was blamed, And it was harsh. It was harsh. You saw me. I was crying. I was really, really upset. Our videographer Dasha also saw me crying. I was beside myself. I'm all like, I don't want to live anymore. I'm really upset. Why is it that it has to be this way? Why is it that you do the best laid plans and they wind up getting completely and totally messed up? And when they do, the people who are relying on you blame you. It's like I can't do that. But the worst part was that this crowd decided to blame me when it went wrong, and how I took it at the time. I got very, very sensitive. We all have our issues. We all have our soft spots. And this definitely was a soft spot for me. When I first started the show, I thought, I'm going to be like Miss Knows It All. Miss has it all together. I'm all put together. And I'm sort of like a guru that, come and ask me questions because I'm perfect and I know exactly what I'm doing. But then I decided, no, be real. If you're having not an amazing day on videotaping day, it's okay if the audience knows that you're not having an amazing day. What good is it to try to hide out and hide away the feelings? So I'm glad actually that we got a chance to share. I'm a major fan of crying when you need to cry. It's an outlet like anything else. Some people, they go to the infrared saunas that they have, and you sweat and you sweat and you schwitz and you sweat and you sweat. Crying is a lot like sweating. You relieve all the toxins when you go into the infrared sauna, which I started doing and love it. I love it. Mm-hmm. You relieve all of the toxins. There's no good in holding anything back. No good in holding anything back when you're feeling it. Absolutely. You feel so much better. What would have happened this morning had I held back when you came in and I put on the big happy face? What would have happened if before you came I'd had a glass of wine, temporary relief from all my stuff? You came in, I'm Nina, so great to see you, and somehow you bought the act. What would have been the help?
I think you would not be when this happened to me. When sometimes you have to put your fake face, right, for certain people, like at work, let's say.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't need to do this anymore, but I used to a lot.
Yes.
On West Side, Upper West Side. we always, I even remember when I was working, it was in Soho on West 4 and 6th Avenue, and the day my mom passed away, I was sitting and my sister, she, on the little porch waiting for the spot to be open. And my sister, she told, she said on the phone, because my mom was in Russia and she passed away from cancer, and she's like, that's it, she died. And I'm sitting and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should go home, and I'm alone, I didn't want to be alone. But believe it or not, I worked that day. And I didn't want to go home, and I had to put my fake face. So I'm pretty good in doing that.
Yeah.
But it's still, when you do that, you can't really say useful things to people. Like now, when you say it, it's almost like how Jewish people say it's mitzvah, right? You do great thing, you share your experience, people are interested in hearing what you have to say, and maybe take some useful information to actually use it in their own life, in their own situations, and hopefully their life will be better, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So I think it's really great that you lived it through those emotions and you processed it, and now we came out here to share.
Came out here to share. Yeah, and really, thanks for listening to me gripe.
Oh, we love
and thank you for listening to me gripe. Major help. We all need friends, you know. Some of us, you know, we get so disgruntled by our friendships, you know, and we always feel let down, disappointed. We say, who needs friends? But you know what? From somebody who has considered herself to be a kind of a loner for a long time, like since after high school. You know, in high school, you know, you need 1 million friends to go to pizza with, so that was that. But after that, I cut out a lot of people from my life, saying that they're not helpful in my life, they're not good in my life, they don't make me feel good about myself. But then I started to meet some really cool people, and I started to like revisit the idea of close friendships. You know, when you see that there are people out there and they're sincere and they love you, even when you're having a bad day, and even when you say quote unquote the wrong thing, that they'll love you and embrace you anyway. You know, you love them anyway, and it's a really good feeling. You know, we need friends in our lives. You know, we've spoken about this, you know, a lot, you know, on my YouTube channel, but it's true. You do need people, even if you think you don't. You know, so yeah, and
we're social.
We're social beings. People are social beings, no matter what they think, you know? Yeah. No, except for like the occasional hermit who goes like and lives way high up in the mountains all by themselves. But they're just lunatics. They're just crazy. They're missing out. They're missing out on a really good gift. So yeah, it's you know, just great to know that like you're accepted exactly as is. But what about these people who do need to find fault with other people? They're just great at it, you know. So when you get on the phone or you email them and you say, hey, this thing got messed up, and like the whole world is blaming me for it now. What are you going to do about it? And really, you know, what's going to be now? And they're all like, well, you know, it is your fault. You should have done this, and you should have done this, and you should have done that. And you're all like, but I made my plans with you guys, and you're the ones who messed up, and now I have to go and tell everybody that's just not going to happen. So they keep on throwing it back at you. They keep on finding fault. They keep on saying, but you should have done it this way. You should have done it that way. You should have done this or that. And what are you supposed to do? And this happens all the time. People are continuously finding fault with others. The second anything goes wrong, it's all your fault. The second things go wrong, it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
They're protecting themselves, you know, because as we discussed this in previous videos, we think that the world evolves around us, right? But they think also that the world revolves around them. So whatever we say, because you kind of take that from yourself, from your shoulders, and you said, look, this is what it is. But they took it not like in the way how you look at it, but they look at it, oh, how does that threatens me?
Yeah.
And I think like all life, and especially right now, I'm glad that I started observe that, because a lot of things I can put in places and realize if that is harmful for me or it's not harmful for me, right? But people like that situation happened with you today, they didn't process it. They were full of anxiety, anger. That's what New Yorkers are, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially now with COVID and everything. And everything's so up in the air.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
I feel like they just, in a second, like a fire, you know.
It's not me, it's you.
Yeah, it's you. No, it's you.
You did it all wrong. You did it all wrong. Exactly what they were telling me. But they're the ones who were like making the arrangements for me. And then suddenly they kind of like turn it on you.
Right. Why not to wait 5 minutes and 10 minutes before you react?
Yeah.
But that's coffee.
That's exactly, yeah. It's funny how people feel so threatened, you know, especially like here in New York. If you look at somebody wrong, they're all like, were you looking at me? What's
happening?
What's happening?
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? But they don't even think what's wrong with me. They think straight out what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who's looking at me. So right away. But there's a part of me that's going, maybe, they're feeling threatened because, let's say you're looking at them, but maybe they're feeling insecure within themselves.
Yes.
Because if they were really sure of themselves, having somebody else look at you would not be such a major problem.
You would think, I look so pretty, I'm so great.
And this is why people look at me.
Yeah.
See, whenever people look at me excessively, it used to be a major problem with me, but now I say, they're looking at me excessively because maybe I look interesting to them.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a look that they haven't seen in recent times. Yeah. Or maybe they like my outfit, they like my hat. I wear a lot of hats. Maybe they like my hat. Or maybe they're just extremely bored, or maybe they have a staring problem. Like we used to say when we were like 7 years old, do you have a staring problem? You have a staring problem. So, but now it's all about giving benefit of the doubt instead of automatically assuming that there's something wrong with me because they're looking at me. Right. But many people they take it the wrong way, and they're like, why is she looking at me? First of all, is she dangerous? Secondly, am I dangerous? Am I like a danger to myself?
Right.
Kind of thing. Is there something wrong with me? Something insecure inside of me that I can't be seen by other people?
You're so right about it. I keep telling it's my always, goal product to everybody. Today in the morning, I was talking to the owner of one of the actually a few restaurants in the city. He was my client before, and I didn't reconnect with this guy for years, maybe 10 years.
Well,
2008 when he was my client. So I don't even know, because I started doing advertising now on Instagram, so he found me magically. I mean, he was on my Facebook, whatever, but we never spoke, right? And we started talking again, like just like friends. He's a great person, and he got older now, so he has a lot of issues because he's gorgeous man, like tall, Italian, hot, all of it. And he started having these issues with himself that I have to continuously telling him that he's alright, that we are aged. It's almost like prerogative, right? Like to age, and I don't know if this is the right word. Like not everybody given the chance to age.
This is true.
So
this is true.
It's great that we are blessed to get those wrinkles, to have those children grow, and watch them to grow and get married and everything. And I just teach him like every day how to love himself. And he said, I forgot when I was doing massage, and I said, what do you mean? I mean, obviously it's not an issue to pay for massage for him. So I said, I do massage 2-3 times a week. What do you mean? You have to start loving yourself, because from that's the root of the problem. Low self-esteem and not loving yourself and not investing enough into yourself. So recently I really care about myself, about what I eat, what I do. I mean, it's not like I don't eat bread or anything. I'm just saying that I'm more allowing myself to do and eat and go and laugh and be me more than before. I used to be more limited, like saving on myself, or I mean, my life not gonna change if my bank account will be 5,000 more or 5,000 less. I'm not buying Maserati from it. So why do I have to save on my personal trainer or on the gym I'm going if that makes me a better person? If that makes me a person more pleasant for Dina and other people.
That's right, yes.
So I think we should love ourselves, and like you said, that's why you feel good, because you really put into it. It's a lot of work.
I've been putting a lot of work into the self-love, because if I didn't, I actually would feel very, very low about myself. I do tend to get depression and anxiety, and so it's very, very important that I keep the self-love coming. And even if I'm not feeling it inside, it's important for me to get my facials or to do my hair, my nails, exercise, eat right. I do that even when I'm not feeling good about myself, because it also starts to become internalized. If you see that you take care of your physical body, emotionally, you start to care a lot more about yourself also. So it's very, very important to always care about yourself at any given point in your life, even though it's hard, and it does get hard. Some of us are more prone to mood swings, to depression, anxiety. A woman reaches a certain age and she's going through menopause, and that also can be a tough situation, the feeling high, feeling low. Also, like you're saying about your clients, worries about aging. For me, at age 48, that's been a bit of a problem lately. And then you realize that, hey, aging is a part of life. It's a privilege, like you were saying before. It's a privilege to get older. I wouldn't want to have died at age 30 when I was like in my prime of beauty, and I had small children. That would not have been a good time for me to go. No, and so you realize that age is just a number. Age is just a number. Age is a privilege, and no matter where you are in your life, and no matter what it is that you're going through, and as humans, we're always going to go through something. It's the human condition, and it's also the human condition that people are going to try to blame us where we're clearly not at fault. You just have to get through it somehow and come out on the other side of it. And just be a happier you for it, and survive. Survival is very important. Survival with your mental health intact is extremely important. Absolutely. To survive but wind up in Bellevue, I'm not sure if that's real survival. But to survive and still have your spirit with you, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
That nothing will break you.
Yeah.
Like your kindness, that you still who you are.
Yeah.
All these tough moments, like what happened today, it still didn't make you not like hate people, but it didn't make you to think about people differently.
Yeah.
You still believe in good people, and you still allow people to love you and care about you, and trust them. I have issues with trust with myself. I don't know if I ever can work it out, but I'm trying. I don't know how even. Maybe that's what I need. My next step. To work out.
So today I was dangerously low to losing my faith in people, and then you showed up, and Dasha showed up, and I think you two restored my faith. I really, really would like to thank both of you for doing that for me. And it's been an absolutely amazing show. This is my friend Nina Avakian, celebrity esthetician. Thank you, Nina. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's the guests, I believe, that make the show. And I am Dina Nierenberg, hostess of Life as I See It. See you all next time. Love you.